All right, I've been talking about fighting for a while. I'm going to take a small break from that. I want to talk about some more college football. I'm going to talk about Michigan taking on Washington in week 2 this season. You know, this is a big must-win game for both parties. I don't think Washington's coach is going anywhere, but they want to get more respect. They've had some pretty good teams, but I think they've underachieved big time in the Pac-12. And then you on this side, and on this side you have Michigan over here. They've also had pretty good teams. I also feel like they've majorly underachieved with Jim Harbaugh over the last several seasons. Michigan hasn't won a bowl game in 6 to 7 years. You know, so that's bad. I'd say Michigan needs this win a little bit more. When I think of Washington, I think, and I don't know all the players yet, so I'm not. That's not really important right now. But if I had to watch it right now, how I think it would go, I know Washington likes to throw the football a lot. They have some pretty good running backs, I guess. Their defense is okay. It's not great like it had been in the past in 2016. Um, and Michigan on the other side, their defense is usually really good, but now they have a new defensive coordinator coming in, so we don't really know what to expect now. You're going to have a new scheme and you have basically most of your starters coming back from last year. There were a lot of young players. Michigan's offense is a big question mark in terms of the passing game. They've always got good running backs. They always run the football really hard. Their offensive line is usually pretty solid, pretty good. They could play with almost anybody, almost. Their quarterback spot's a big question mark, though. We have no idea who it's going to be, so it's going to depend. And one thing that worries me about Michigan in particular is the red zone offense. Their red zone is usually their when they kick field goals. When they get down inside the 20, they don't usually score a lot of touchdowns. I saw that in 2019 when they had a really good football team. And the thing and they like to have penalties, a lot of false starts, and a lot of other silly penalties on offense that hurts them a lot. When they played Alabama back in 2019, they could have either won that game or had a lot closer game. It's just the penalties, drop passes, can't get touchdowns in the red zone. That really hurt them in that game. Ohio State, same thing. I know Ohio State was clearly the better team, but penalties really hurt them in that game. Even defense, offsides, and other silly stuff. It's just it's like not that they're undisciplined, but they could be better. It's really hard to pick Michigan to win this football game. It really is. I don't care if it's in Washington or if it's in the Big House. You know, I really want to pick Michigan. I think they'll be a really good football team this year. I think defensively they'll be great. I think offensively they'll be pretty good. But Jim Harbaugh cannot win these big games. This is a big game for him, even if Washington is not a top 10 team, just because it's Pac-12 and it's Washington. Anybody that plays Washington wants to beat them just because they've always been really good. I got to go with Washington in this game. I think Washington's offense gets at least 30 points in this game. I think they'll pull away with Michigan. Michigan might have a lead early in the first half, and then they'll lose it. I think Michigan's going to have penalties like they did in recent games. Their defense is going to struggle in this first game. They're going to settle for too many field goals in the red zone. I think they might miss a field goal or two that actually hurts them even more than it should in this game. That's just my opinion. I don't think Jim Harbaugh – now, this game is big for him keeping his job. He should win this game because it's a non-conference game, but it's a money game. I mean, both schools are getting money playing each other. It's Michigan, it's Washington, two of the more respected teams in college football, and both of them want to earn some respect. And what better way to earn that respect than to beat the crap out of your opponent like both of them need to do to each other? But I'm going with Washington.